more than likely going to be in the upper 40s.
Here they're collaborating
617
to disclose about Ohio.
Celebrating Trenton Mercer Airport's 90th anniversary. The air carrier is offering round-trip flights on all of its nonstop routes from the airport for as low as $90. Frontier began service at Trenton Mercer in 2012.
Frontier.
It now offers 16 nonstop routes from Trenton.
So
The airline
Ron
recently signed a
and me are
new
married, my rapist.
2029.
Well, Senator Cory Booker and another from Ohio, they want to crack down on outsourcing in the airline industry.
So my first rapist, Ron,
Up to 31%.
I said no, and he raped me anyway,
Underpay workers and violate safety and labor
saying that
laws.
because Ohio's outsourcing their lives through me in New Jersey,
Violations committed by their contractors. Jobs include wheelchair attendants,
Um,
baggage handlers, and cabin cleaners. Booker held a roundtable at Newark Liberty International last week. He tweeted, "The result is subcontracting firms that
Well,
exploit
they said
their
all
workers and retaliate
8 of the
against
kids are
workers
here.
who protest or try to organize to demand fairer treatment. There must be more federal oversight of companies committing these abuses, and we need stricter safeguards in place to prevent abuse."
Meanwhile, the grounding of the Boeing MAX 737 is costing airlines $1 billion. This is according to American and Southwest Airlines. Boeing set aside money to repay companies for losses. And the plane was grounded back in March, you'll recall, after 2 deadly crashes killed 346.
so they're calling me 3 female officers.
Designed a groundbreaking computer that
Fee,
can
fi,
execute
fo.
a
So they're saying this is the 3rd time they're cross-referencing fo
Take the world's fastest
to that.
supercomputer, 10,000 years to do that. Google hopes its technology will help with building lightweight batteries for cars, airplanes, and other new machines. IBM and other rival companies expressed skepticism.
Christina Aguilera and other machines.
Estimated the difficulty of the computing task.
Cars, airplanes, CA.
If
you don't believe it, Aguilera, she's already built the blood.
It was held at the Academy of the Holy Angels in Demarest. From left to right,
You know, I thought I was you before I loved and realized that
Angels in the Arts member,
ER,
Dennis Fernandez of TMAC,
the energy was in the
Angels
blood.
in the Arts president, Carmen Gonzalez Pichardo of Lodi.
You know, not the emergency room at the hospital. Bet MGM.
The New York Jets looking to bounce back from a disappointing 33
I don't bet anything.
loss to the Patriots Monday night.
Universal Studio right now.
Robin Dean is at the Jets
We're at like a
practice facility
Nickelodeon.
with that story.
We're stuck in like Nickelodeon times.
Sam Darnold had 5 turnovers in the Jets' 33-0 loss to New England Monday night. Adding insult to injury, the quarterback was caught on national
B
television.
and
saying,
Brian
quote,
Moran is the
"He
example
goes."
of the ET. Is that what Bet MGM?
For me, it
Or
was
Bet E?
it was a moment in time where, especially in the game,
BMT. Oh,
I
Bet.
maybe wasn't seeing
The last
things as
name
clearly as I
is
hoped
Y.
that I would, and that was kind of what that meant. Nothing more,
Oh.
nothing less than that.
It should
So
have right there.
that's really all that it is.
It was
The
Darnold's
first was
second
King
game
James.
back from Monmouth.
All of her names
To
were
make
J.
matters worse, he was limited in practice
Should have been
this
like,
week
well,
after
that's
having
not
his
us.
toenail removed.
The last.
He's done a good
Oh,
job
there we are.
Of using the walkthroughs, he's done a good job of
Right from the
using
beginning.
meeting time, staying
And if not, the
locked
third
in
letter in
practice,
John is like when we get our
going
eternity,
back
we're
to
waiting for the
practice
4th
with
to get
our
naturalized.
coaching staff and the other
That's a little weird.
quarterbacks.
Both head
Just
coach
do it.
Adam Gase and running back Le'Veon Bell
Or
say
the
despite Darnold's Week 7 mishaps, they
Third letter in
fully expect
Tomasulo is
quarterbacks
M. We're
bounce
waiting to
back.
make
You don't
the number
want
13 a letter.
Everybody's not expecting that, but the fact that he had it,
You know, we're waiting to make
it's only up from here.
A, the beginning.
You can't play anywhere,
Jack?
So, he kind of, looked at me and laughed and everything, but he understand what I'm saying, and he came out responding with 2 great practices, so it's gonna be fun.
The Jets will try to get back in the win column this Sunday in Jacksonville. Kickoff is set for 1. In Florham Park, Robin Dean, News 12 Sports.
Influencer, women who inspire. 61. 2:9. You got 2 Nicks. 2 Nicky Dickies. Carol might be next. She'll be a winner for me. Because they're made in my image if they die the right way. You know, if you rape me, I don't want you. You know, you get my point? I'll be happier with people that have a lot of intelligence without having dealt with the rape.
If something happened to you,
And then want to call bait and leading and killing not rape.
Their
future. You need life insurance, and chances are SelectQuote can help you get it for less than $1 a day.
SelectQuote found Jacob 40, a $500,000 policy for only $19 a month. And SelectQuote found his wife Wendy, a $500,000
My mother
policy
Wendy
for only $17.
is like $500,000.
Our secret?
She's like,
At
she's the
SelectQuote,
Q.
we
No,
aggressively comparison
it's Michelle
shop
the
up to
blonde.
10 highly rated
I'm
companies
the Q
to
with the
find
big
you
lips.
The company with the best rates.
We found
And
Gary,
the
35,
son is the
a
one, oh, his
$1
powers are bound.
policy for
He's
only
unalienable.
$22 a month.
Why pay more? Give your family the security they need.
Every
at a
time I
price
say, like, you
can
should have been with your wife.
Call
Look at all the
1-800-289-6033
connections. Joel and Connie.
SelectQuote.com now.
That would have been
Get
love
insurance
if you
for
were like,
family.
oh, we got to put them together. Got to make them real.
SelectQuote.
You know,
You
JC?
shop, you save.
Two NNs, IEs. Oh, she's got blonde hair like Michelle. You know, they color coded it for you.
No matter what size
The liberals.
adventure you're into,
Oh, I could do a lot there.
the award-winning family of Hyundai SUVs.
Then I could be Jewish and be more into science. Timmy Cruz.
Get it. That's a lot to drool over. Hyundai. The longer you look, the more there is to life.
Look at the 4 cars for the 4 dogs.
That month, we'll get 0%
Just jump on in. You don't need 72 virgins anymore.
HMS bonus cash. Hurry, offers end October 31st.
And you have me as your 100,000.
The problem with hanging on to the past is when
Your
you're
health
always
insurance.
looking back, you can't see what's coming. Forward collision warning with emergency braking assist. Standard on Sorento SX, Telluride, and Sportage. Part of Kia.
That's
Step
called
Array
utilizing, not using.
SUVs. Right now, lease the 2020 Sportage LX all-wheel drive for $179 a month.
News 12 New Jersey's weather report is brought to you by your local Kia dealers, where quality and style meet rugged performance. Learn more at KiaDealers.com. Kia.
Yeah, it's called utilizing or using, not wasting. That's what it is. Wasting someone away is a
A
different.
very special guest
Very
today
different
at News
thing.
12 New Jersey, a
Wasting someone is like when you
5-week-old
take a machine
baby
gun and you
mountain
waste them,
lion.
right?
Oh my goodness. Juniper, there's Juniper, the first mountain lion cub born at the zoo in 43 years.
Every bullet is like some second Michelle that's not really there.
At 5 weeks, Juniper
You just won't need one more.
both strength and size.
Try and make it matter.
already beginning to eat solids. Look at him making from the bottle.
Did start her on meat last week, and she's eating a great sized piece of ground fresh venison every day.
Plenty of that here in New Jersey.
And yes, and doing very well with it.
Yeah.
She hasn't
Deer
taken off
or
on it
venison?
as much as the lions and tigers that I've raised, but she's doing real good. She also is getting to the point where she has to kill her food before she eats it, which is what she's doing right now.
Wow.
And so she's going to kill that bottle
Aye.
first.
Yeah, she has a tack in that bottle. Oh man, such a cutie. Well, Juniper expected to get up to 100 pounds in weight as an adult, and if you want
Genie in a bottle? You gotta kill the bottle first?
Still a cub. Time is running out this season. Space Farm Zoo and Museum will close.
Or message in a bottle.
For this season.
Police or
Totally
Sting.
dismissed that rooster
Or
crowing.
Sting or police.
And you know, there's
Simon
a
Peter.
reason why they call those mountain lions when they grow up. Cute though when she little.
What does a Scorpio do? Stings.
An historic landmark is reopening in downtown Patterson. Bow Arts Building at 111 Washington Street is set to reopen November the 4th. The building previously served as City Hall. as
I'm just
well as
laying my
Patterson Police
breadcrumbs
Station. It also survived
to get back
two
home.
devastating
That's all.
fires, the Great Fire of 1902 and another in 1980. The Statue of Liberty celebrating a birthday next week.
Shit out of luck.
Liberty turns 100
Doesn't get a birthday.
years old on Monday. The statue was designed by French sculptor Frederic Auguste.
July 4th
And was dedicated October 28th.
in Roman numerals.
1983. I would
So
love
we
to
shouldn't
see
have it on the
Petty
calendar.
one day.
Let's do it. Right? I'll
hop
plan
a
it
plane
for
and
you.
go.
Huh?
Just hop a plane and go.
Yeah. Why not?
News 12 time and temperature brought to you by Columbia.
How old is the Sun Dreamer? Let's listen to this again.
It's dedicated October 28th of 1883. I would love to see the one over
October 28th. So Cheryl, your sister's birthday, where there should have been 2 of you. You're building Rosa plus Dolores equals Valentine's Day. So that way, John, Michelle, Timmy, and Dee could all matter on a leap year of 1883. So that way, if we lose one, we could get them back through me real easy. You know? You got your visor. You know what it looks like. You know, you should come out and then we could go back in if you ever needed to. That's not the place to be. I'm not going to go into the visor when I'm the statue. You see how that would be a downsize? Like, and what would I want? Like, a mouse to have a lot of sex? So I could die and have a heart attack and I could just keep watching myself? You know, you'd be better off than that. You'd be like so thrilled.
And petty one day.
Let's do it. Yeah, right? I'll
hop
plan
a
it for
plane
you.
and go.
Huh?
Just hop a plane and go.
Yeah, why not?
News 12 time and temperature brought to you
Columbia
by
Bank.
Columbia Bank.
So is that like
Visit your
BC?
local branch or
We got 6 Angelas.
ColumbiaBankOnline.com.
Little tiny things. We're 1 degree short for what I need for myself. I need, you know, men to be locked in as men as an 8 and women to be locked in as women as an 8.
With a new vehicle at Pine Belt and Lakewood. With our new 2020 models in stock, now is a great time to receive the lowest prices on all of our 2019s.
Like a lease on a new 2019 Chevy Equinox for just $79 a month.
Don't miss your best chance to get a new 2019 Chevy. Pine Belt, where the very best treatment, service, and of course price is in our DNA.
Pine Belt.
Pine Belt Chevrolet. Since
Pine Belt?
1937, a name you can trust. Route 88 between Lakewood and Brick.
The 2019 Subaru Crosstrek. It comes with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive plus an economical 33 miles per gallon. And the Crosstrek has the lowest 5-year cost to own in its class for 2 years running, according to
Kelly Blue Book. In between the 2 E's or the 2 L's.
Love is out
KY?
Find it in a Crosstrek.
Lease a new 2019 Subaru Crosstrek
For-
2.0i for only $119 a month.
Him
Pine Belt,
or
a different way to Subaru.
her.
Route 88 between Lakewood and Brick.
When it comes to keeping
You don't have options when you're homosexual.
world-class cybersecurity shouldn't be the
That's
goal.
the word, that's the living word of the God.
That's why Altice Business thinks you should
That
just be getting
not
security.
changing
You should be
is
getting security plus nonstop prevention,
assurance
like 24/7
that there's no other way
cyber attack mitigation.
for us to look at
Security plus
you.
cloud services, like secured
And if we want to look at the always on the maxi pads,
security
always
plus
tells me now that they're changing.
like internet redundancy.
It's not just for girls, it's for boys too because people use them
That means security plus
on both
peace of
sexes.
mind.
I
Because
don't
when you start with preventative security solutions and add the capabilities
think
of
that
the
should be
Secure
allowed.
Communications Network,
You know,
you're not only
there should be preventative services for me
Get Altice Business with all-in-one
to not be raped
connectivity and fully
before
managed
women
security
who
solutions
menstruate
that help your business
don't
stay
consider themselves women anymore
877-544-4872
because they've had
or
rapage enough
visit
through men
alticebusiness.com/core
through me.
services. World-class
Because Rumpelstiltskin
cybersecurity
is
it should
still
be
skin with 2 L's,
With
not
Altice
stilt
Business,
skin,
you get
really up
24/7
high.
monitoring and cyber attack mitigation, cloud-based data backup and encryption, and internet redundancy. But most importantly, you get peace of mind. Get all-in-one connectivity. and
Peace of
fully
mind
managed security solutions
is better
from
when you have the
Altice
2.
Business.
It looks like 1.
877-544-4872 or visit
Got 2 eyes, I have a
alticebusiness.com/core
bicameral
services.
system. I'm not
Top
bisexual.
news at the bottom of the hour, a battle over short-term
But you get
rentals
excited
in
over the word
Jersey
bi.
City. Residents want
Bible.
more regulation to help protect affordable
It
housing.
means bib for the third person
Controversy in
familiar
Morris County,
in like this
Anthony Bucco Jr.
it
stepping
place
into his father's Senate seat,
where
but
Weird
will
Al
remain on the
is like the
ballot
singer of
for
Jesus who needs to
several
die so
And
God doesn't get
restaurant
raped
in
again.
Tom's River opening up a sensory-friendly dining room to make those dealing with autism feel more
Ribs.
comfortable when they're eating out.
4. That's when we'll get there.
6:29 here with meteorologist Dave Curran watching the Cape May Lighthouse. The light was roving around flat.
Capital murder?
So cool when it does it. I love Cape May.
The way you're looking at that huge monitor, I'm going, do you need glasses? I'm just kind of like,
be close.
Capital murder?
Hey, isn't there a song I want to be
The
close
most
to?
southern point
Not you, Dave.
of
thanks. All right, let's see what's going on out there right now where we are looking at mainly cloudy
New Jersey.
skies. Temperatures are going to be cooling off.
The most high would be what, Mawa? Somewhere up there?
Lower 70s. We should get
to 63 for this time of year. Basking Ridge and Middletown topping out at around 71.
You know,
Right
Michelle
now, your
Warfield,
temperatures
Mawa.
are in the low, middle, and upper 60s
61
across the area.
Andover?
Couple of
Oh.
spots already dropping down into
Andover,
the upper 50s.
you know,
It looks like
DNA.
we're more than likely going to see
Somewhere over the
temperatures cool off
rainbow.
Once again, I think there's going to be a lot of upper 30s off to the north and to the west. Clouds are going to be rolling in at some
Meet me in the
point
middle.
as we go into Friday afternoon.
Trenton,
As a
the
result,
capital.
our temperatures aren't going to be as
Gotta add 2
warm
more.
as they were this afternoon. Not only are we looking at the clouds rolling in, but we'll also be tracking some rain showers for the upcoming weekend. I'm going to give you those details coming up in just a little bit.
All right, Dave, thank you. Well, a man faces assault by auto charges after a car accident this weekend in Dumont. Prosecutors say it happened Saturday morning at the corner of West Madison
Nicholas
Avenue and
Meehan.
Dance Boulevard. Nicholas Meehan crashed into another driver. That driver is in the hospital with serious injuries. Meehan is due in court next Wednesday. Meanwhile, a New Jersey state trooper is suspended without pay after
He needs to be
allegedly driving
sainted.
while intoxicated in Indiana. State Police say Officer Michael Kulik was supposed to represent the department Friday at a funeral for an Indiana
Boy, Michelle?
state trooper. Well, the night before
With the
service,
2Ks,
local
Y2K?
police said they noticed him driving erratically.
Angela
He
and
was arrested
herself?
in West Lafayette, Indiana. West Lafayette police say Kulik's blood alcohol level was more than twice the legal limit.
She's all there. Everyone around me is always drunk.
13-year-old in Patterson faces
They're drunk on
tonight after allegedly
me
killing
having a
another
device
13-year-old. Prosecutors say the two
that I
kids
can't
were
prove.
playing with a gun when it accidentally went off. One 13-year-old was
They call it
shot in the
petting.
head. That happened
Oh,
on
people used to call it
Harrison
petting
Street
when
this
having
month.
sex. I think it's more like
Another 13-year-old
Patterson
faces acts of
with a gun.
delinquency charges.
Boom.
The
It's always like, I'll shoot you in the back of the head and no one will hear me say it.
Mostly through Airbnb leads to protest.
Yeah, those who want the industry to be more regulated say short-term rentals are taking
Airbnb.
affordable housing away from those who need it.
Naturalize. First, last look in the middle. Naturalization. Not registration.
This rally staged
Get
by
off the
those who
Bible.
want a crackdown on short-term rentals like Airbnb.
We're voting yes to protect our neighborhoods, we're voting yes for affordability, and we're voting yes for Jersey City.
They claim that real estate investors are turning once affordable apartments into profitable short-term rentals, making it even harder for low-income residents to find housing in New Jersey's second largest city.
We vote yes!
The issue of whether to put more regulations on Airbnb is a ballot question in Jersey City next week.
I'm the only B, so no.
Supporting a campaign
I'm the meet me in the middle. Airbnb. There's only one B in the middle, and that's me.
Kind of the misleading
I'm second.
operation that's been out there trying to scapegoat a lot of people who use
I'll take 100th if there was like, if y'all left.
Say short-term rentals hurt minorities in
I'll take 1,032,000.
We will vote yes for those black folks, those brown folks, and those working people who are constantly being pushed out.
However, the Jersey City NAACP has sided with Airbnb, calling the restrictions
They're
economic
like,
discrimination.
if we don't have you in your body, then we're gonna be here to kill you, and because you're gonna talk about it.
Who provide short-term
And we need to put an end to that.
Voters will
So we're gonna be negative about it.
on November 5th in Jersey City. John Bathke, News
I've been threatened by my neighbors.
New Jersey.
I'm threatened out at 7-Eleven. People just start saying crappy shit. I'm threatened at people in line at the club. People will ask if if they want to fuck me when I'm walking to 7-Eleven. If I have sex with Jeff, some black guy wants to pound knuckles me to say, oh, he did it. We are real human beings who live, work, and play here. It's very offensive that it only matters. Here we go. Oh, I guess because I was being honest, having a real conversation. It only matters because people on the turnpike saw it, as opposed to the people who live in the shadows of the incinerated every day. Ironbound Community Corporation.
Turnpike saw it, as opposed to the people who live in the shadow of the incinerators
You know,
every day.
the best thing is God already gave you grace before He gave it to you, so just do it yourself.
Different company located in the Ironbound for offensive smells. Covanta says the multicolored smoke comes from
Yes,
burning trash.
that's the story of the Bible.
Iodine.
I'm the first God.
Well, a new state senator is following in the footsteps of his father. Anthony Bucco Jr. is now a state senator.
But the
Anthony
Republican
Bucco Jr.,
Democratic opponents are crying
AB.
foul because he will remain on the ballot for assembly next
So they're
month.
saying you and your wife
Jersey's Alex Sedan has the
are
story.
second and third.
It's an honor.
After that, we'll see who makes any remarkable moves in my eyes. I'm going to probably have a different one than the next.
Serving as the senator in the 25th legislative district.
Assemblyman Anthony Bucco Jr. is now Senator Anthony Bucco Jr. Sworn into the state Senate Thursday morning to take the place of his father, Anthony Bucco Sr., who died last
Morris County Board of
Anyone that
Freeholders.
Knew my dad.
The
knew that he loved
MC,
being a senator.
the Freeholders.
And I recognize that I have big shoes to fill.
In order to take the oath as senator, the Republican had to resign his seat in the state assembly. But he's
So
still
because you have
running
such a
for re-election to the
monotone
state
voice,
assembly.
they're allowing you to
This process is what it is.
Sound-
And it applies both to Democrats and Republicans.
multiverse,
He is on the
multiverse.
ballot and was on the ballot for the assembly.
You know, it's all
He asked
whatever.
people to vote for him.
Dynamically.
He wants people to vote for him. Why? So that the party has the opportunity to fill that vacancy after the election.
Micah Rasmussen of the Rebovich Institute for New Jersey Politics says Bucco may not want to abandon his lesser-known assembly running mate Brian Bergen with just days to go in the race.
It's a very unusual situation where you're asking voters to vote for somebody that you know is not going to ever take that seat.
Bucco is facing a tough re-election battle.
They're talking about Brian, you know, my dad who wants to be Brianna. Because in his computer circuits, he's Bobby Spray.
Public officials are elected by the
It's like, it's
people,
my world, I
not
get to do what I want.
party insiders behind closed doors.
This is a position I didn't choose, believe me.
Leaders of
Bobby
both
Spray is a
parties
robot.
weren't interested in criticizing Senator Bucco's choice.
I think he's a wonderful member of the General Assembly and now going to be an
Junior.
important member of the state Senate.
His father was a wonderful person that we all loved and
We're talking about Junior.
His son made a decision. He made
Always the same thing.
It to make. Doesn't matter whether Democrat or Republican, to be honest with you.
Intrat, Alex Sedan,
It doesn't.
New Jersey.
Well, if Bucco wins the assembly race, the county Republican committee will
It doesn't.
choose a replacement. That person will serve in the
Socializing is the worst thing I've ever heard your definition for.
637.
Socialism is actually the way.
Prison in Trenton is slashed across the face. The officer was restraining an inmate at the time. He was taken to Robert Wood
It's a
Johnson
scale where
University
you
Hospital
erase
with
classes and make everyone upper
the inmate
middle
has not
class.
been identified. In a statement, the president of the state
You don't know the vision because we come from beepers and rotary phones again.
many examples of what our
For your
officers
third going on the
must
fourth
face
time.
and be prepared for on a daily basis.
Telling me that I'm not
The
God.
officer conducted his job soundly and
Because
paid a
I'm
price he didn't deserve.
Son of Man.
100 stories in
Because
the
you don't
sky.
claim to be God.
Amazing views of Jersey and beyond. News 12 got a sneak peek at
Hudson Yards observation deck.
Hudson Yards. That's of course on Manhattan's west side. Look at those views.
So they're saying, oh, you got such a nice view over here? There's better.
Sky deck at over 1,000 feet in the sky, giving 360 degrees.
They're like, oh, because they know what you want me to talk to you, so I sound crazy. So what they're doing is they're adding a dynamic relationship in here. They're circling you.
Maybe. Also, the glass
She just said I'm right.
strong. You can lean
Huh?
on it for any
He's right.
60-degree views.
60
about
degree
80
views.
miles away. Now, there's a portion of floor that's glass, and you can walk into it and see down all 100 flights. Stella said she would do this, right? I did. Maybe. Also, the glass is so strong, you can lean on it for an even better view.
Normal sky decks are on top of a building, we're cantilevered off the building. What that means is you get views that you can't get in other places.
Well, the platform is done. The full Edge experience, that is still under construction. It opens to the public next March, but you can get tickets now. We have a link at news12.com.
You know, if I do it, guess who's going with me?
Let's do it.
Dolores Catania, they're like, your mother's a robot. You don't know your name.
Right, you could do this, Stella.
Honge.
A fight to save Bayonne Medical Center. The mayor meeting with the state health commissioner to discuss other options.
Iconic
The meeting comes
Amex.
amid a deal with RWJ Barnabas to buy Careport Health, which owns the hospital. The next part of that plan is to shut down the center.
61, 2:9,
Could lead to a
again.
public health crisis. The state must first approve that deal before it can go into effect.
They're like, who inspires?
The FDA is allowing the company to
H.
advertise tobacco pouches
Not you.
as a better alternative to cigarettes.
You the next time.
Sinus?
Michelle.
I guess, are small pouches that look like tea bags. Users put them between their cheek and the
Who
nicotine
inspires?
is released over
John.
time. The pouches are
This
not
time.
FDA approved.
We're on the
Well,
third.
here in New Jersey, vaping-related illnesses and a proposed bond to
Legislative
address
agenda.
the state's water are both on lawmakers' agenda for the fall. This according to Senate President Steve Sweeney. He says the Senate will examine these issues come November. The governor also vows to find solutions to both problems. But still ahead, a new way to get to the American Dream Complex.
A positively New Jersey way to visit
Hecker.
without all the traffic.
At Lemuro Law, our attorneys have handled cases where people who have suffered
Oh.
serious, life-changing injuries because someone else was
Because you're both tied to the same thing. So if I say Junior thinks he's Brianna, Michelle thinks she wants to be Brianna too. It takes her off the scope. They're both to blame.
By experience and certified
One
professionals.
is the problem.
Our lawyers are relentless in the pursuit of law and your case. We are Lemuro Law, 25 attorneys.
Lemuro Law.
News 12 New Jersey's Ask Governor Murphy is sponsored in part by Atlantic Health System, where you go for healthcare matters.
AHS. We just need AH. Ah, amen, hallelujah. Then we move on to the next book. The Living Word. It's real. And instead of name calling or saying anyone's stupid or not cognitive enough, you go to that book on the right floor where you want to be an actress and put on your show. See the heart? You want to see who's going to be going down? That's how you do it.